Some of the biggest money lies that we've been taught can have a major negative impact on our financial well-being. In today's video, I'm going to talk about the 5 worst money lies that we've been taught and why we should let go of them. The first money lie that we've been taught is that in order to build wealth, we need a big salary, a big income. Society tells us that unless you make a large 6-figure salary or are born into a rich family, you cannot become wealthy. This lie is one of the biggest reasons why so many people live paycheck to paycheck, because people think unless they have a high income, they cannot get ahead. So why even bother trying? A few years ago, I read a book called The Millionaire Next Door, and it opened my eyes regarding this. That book is actually responsible for changing my mindset about money. It was written by a guy called Dr. Thomas Stanley, who spent more than 25 years studying how people from different backgrounds and different levels of incomes became millionaires. What really blew my mind about the book The Millionaire Next Door was that a big salary or big income was not a prerequisite to becoming wealthy. It was actually based on how much that person saved and invested that led them to achieving the millionaire status. This was a complete game changer for me because it made me realize that I also had a chance of becoming a millionaire, even though I didn't earn a lot of money. You might think that a doctor earning 800,000 Rand a year, for example, would obviously become a millionaire very quickly. But if this doctor is spending 800,000 Rand a year or more, it doesn't matter how long he or she makes that high income. He or she wouldn't accumulate any wealth even after many years of making this 800,000 Rand a year or more salary. The doctor would just be broke with lots of stuff. Now imagine somebody else that makes 200,000 Rand a year, and let's say that they invest 20% of their income every year, which is 40,000 Rand a year, or roughly 3,300 Rand a month. Let's say that they invest this money in the market by buying low-cost diversified ETFs over a period of 30 years. With an average annual return of 10%, their total portfolio would actually be close to around 6.8 million Rand. Okay, so let's go to my favorite compound interest calculator online. I'm going to leave the link to this website in my description. So right here where it says currency, we're going to leave it as dollars. There's no rands here, but money is the same, guys. The figures are the same. So ignore the dollar sign, just pretend that it was rands. Let's do our calculation. Starting with initial investment of 0. So let's assume that this person is starting from nothing. They've got nothing at all. Then the interest rate, I said it's 10% annually. Number of years that they are going to be investing is 30 years, and they're going to be investing 3,300 Rand every single month. So deposit amount 3.3 monthly. Then finally is the compounding interval. Guys, compounding happens annually. So we change it from monthly to yearly, and let's calculate that. The figure is 6.8 million, as I've said. Look at the breakdown, the summary. So in the beginning, compound interest is very slow. As an investor, you need to be patient. So when you're starting out with your investments, you're not going to see much progress until a long time. So let's see how long it takes them to make their first million. So the first million happens after 13 years of investing. This is after 13 years of investing 3.3 every single month. But look at when they get their second million, which is what is amazing with compound interest. So the second million is actually after 19 years, but the gap between the first million and the second million is actually how many years? 7 years. What about the next million, which is the third million? They get to 3 million after 23 years. But look at the gap between the second million, the 2 million, and the 3 million. The gap is 5 years. So the gap is shorter. Look at the next million, which is the 4 million. They get it after 25 years. And that's a space of 2 years. So the time between the next million and the last million becomes shorter and shorter and shorter. That's the power of compounding interest. So if you are an investor, remember, long term is what you are aiming for, because that's when you're going to see the magic of compound interest at work. 6.8 million rand is quite amazing for someone making 200,000 rand a year. And I didn't even factor in how much this person would get if they increased their investments as their income increases over the years. After 30 years, this person earning 200,000 rand per year and investing 20% of their salary every month would have much more wealth than a doctor who earns close to 1 million rands a year but doesn't invest anything. This was mind blowing for me. It was a game changer. Literally, I had goosebumps. I was like, so this is actually possible for people like me. And from that day forward, I never viewed money the same way again. You do not need to become a high income earner to build wealth. Even a small salary can allow us to build wealth if we are disciplined and patient with our saving and investing. So reject the lie that only people with high incomes can build wealth. The second worst money lie that we've been taught is that debt is a normal way of life. However, most forms of debt are actually harmful to our financial health and prevent us from building wealth. Debts for things like personal loans, credit cards, clothing, furniture, appliances, food, these kind of debts are easy to get into. You open an account here and there and everywhere, and before you know it, the installments are taking more than 50% of your salary every month. This kind of debt is also very expensive, meaning you're going to pay back much more money if you use this kind of debt than if you simply used cash. Be careful even with the more acceptable forms of debts like home loans or car loans. Don't use too much of your salary paying for a house or paying for a car. Always buy within your budget and leave room for your savings and investments. That's the only way to build wealth. You can never build wealth if most or all of your salary is going towards debts, even if those debts are good debts. The third money lie that we've been taught is that investing is complicated and it should be left to the experts. But investing only seems complicated because the financial industry works hard to make you feel like that. They deliberately confuse you with big words that are difficult to understand, words that make you feel lost, dumb, and overwhelmed until you've got no choice but to rely on them to manage your money. And that's how they make money, and that's how they stay in business. There's a financial incentive to keep people in the dark about investing and managing their own money. Your ignorance is big business for the financial industry. The truth is, investing doesn't have to be complicated. You don't need to understand all the financial jargon to start benefiting from long-term compound growth through investing. You can start investing by buying low-cost diversified ETFs every month. This doesn't even take you 15 minutes of your time. So don't believe the lie that investing is complicated. It can be as easy and as simple as picking what to eat for lunch. The fourth money lie that we've been taught is that it is selfish, shallow, or greedy to want lots of money. Many people have got a love-hate relationship with money. On the one hand, most people think that rich people are evil. They think money corrupts us, and wanting more money means you're greedy, shallow, or materialistic. But on the other hand, most people want more money and all the freedom and peace of mind that comes with it. They are tired of worrying about money, but the idea of having lots of it seems selfish. We make up all these stories about money, and I think we should start questioning them. How is thinking that having more money is evil, bad, or selfish actually helping you? It doesn't help you, right? The truth is, if you are a good person and had more money, you would take better care of your family and other people who are struggling. Money is neither good nor bad. It's neutral. It is the choices that we make with money that can be constructive or destructive. But you get to choose. The fifth money lie that we've been taught is that money doesn't buy happiness. But the truth is, nothing on its own can buy or give you happiness. Can loving friends or family bring you happiness? Well, many people with loving friends and families are unhappy. Can a good job bring you happiness? Many people with good jobs are not happy. But we don't dismiss those things and say they are not important, right? For example, having a job may not make you happy. In fact, it may make you unhappy. But it is important. Having a job is important, right? So why do people walk around saying money doesn't buy you happiness and use that as an excuse to ignore or be careless with money? Of course, money on its own cannot buy or inject happiness into your life, but that doesn't mean that money is not important. Money is a basic survival need in our society. The lack of money creates stress, discomfort, divorce, health problems, and having money can help with peace of mind and freedom. The moral of the story is don't expect money to magically solve all your problems and bring happiness, but also don't ignore or dismiss its importance and place in your life. Okay guys, that's it for today's video. If you want to learn more about money management, please check out my other videos that are showing on your screen right now. Thanks for watching. Please remember to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Until next time, bye guys.